Yo, how's it going, guys? So, what just happened this weekend? The Ottawa International Film Festival. Well, actually started last Wednesday, and it just ended yesterday. So it was a good time, and normally I cover this as press, and I did have a press pass this time. Had certainly got media accreditation, but I was far more immersed in this than um, in previous years. Typically, when an in-person film festival is happening, it's not in Ottawa, first of all, but that's changed a little bit. I've been doing IFO more. And of course, I had a graduate student placement with the Canadian Film Institute. And either I was cool enough or good enough, but they asked me to be the short film jury coordinator this year, which is very cool. I hung out with three very qualified and distinctive voices in animation. My buddies Gina, Mariam, and Winston have all done very cool things, but they're very different minds. And to see them come together and come up with this incredible list of winners in different categories, way more than the feature film categories. They had a runner up and a winner. These people, they had sound, they had all kinds of stuff. I don't know how many categories. I feel like six to nine, something like that. Anywho, they got busy, and I saw it firsthand. And of course, got to give them space, but took them out to dinners, got them coordinated, made sure they were at all the screenings, at events. I would get them linked up to go away. I feel like I understand what the publicists go through now. And I saw a bunch of programs. There were 5 short film blocks, separate screenings with the competition shorts. Went to all of those, made sure the jury were there for everything. And they were typically like an hour 10 minutes to an hour and 20 minutes. Then Gina had her films on loop at the Dark Micro Cinema. So it was like when you go to a museum and there's just projected films and they're on loop. It was like that. The program was like an hour, and it would go on for like 9-10 hours a day. And she was there to kick it off, so I made sure she was there for that. And then Miriam, she's from Georgia in Europe, not in the States, and she had a segment all about Georgian films, and I saw those too. But because Gina and Miriam, they were in the jury, and I was hanging out with them, I didn't really want to review that stuff. I've logged it though on Letterboxd, and you can see all that, but I didn't want to give it stars. Not a conflict of interest, it's just a proximity to interest, I guess. Whatever. So I did see also 2 other segments, the Phil Malloy movies, and I'm going to get to those right now. So we're going to start with the Phil Malloy, then let's go into the competition films. And it's like 44 reviews, but they're all freaking quick, you're going to see. So we'll be fast and furious, like how the shorts came to me, because they would kind of come and go, and I'd get like a gut feeling, and I knew I couldn't really expand much more than this, to be honest with you. So let's get to a Possession, where the Phil Malloy stuff, kicking up with Phil Malloy. So Possession, I say, dark and miserable, but also funny. Kind of sums up the whole filmography. Cowboys, The Conformist. 'Tis another funny yet miserable affair. I see a trend with this guy's filmography. The Sound of Music. Just how repressive is it growing up British? Why do some Irish people want to see themselves as this? The 10 Commandments, number 8. Thou shalt not bear false witness. I guess Phil never found a true lady that liked him for him. The Wind of Changes. Phil Malloy creates an intriguing negative vortex that is headache-inducing in the way where you realize you learn something maybe not helpful or of utility in any direct way, but it's like a coping mechanism. The Chain. Phil Malloy is inspired by but sad. The chain reaction should have given him a hug and reassurance. The Sex Life of a Chair. This is inspired, original, intriguing, and ominous. I appreciate it very much, even while recoiling at some points. Intolerance. What is the disgusting filth with dicks for brains and heads for dicks? It's fun and all, and not to be Jerry Falwell, but good grief. Intolerance to the invasion. This is a nice addition to the previous filth, and is actually pretty fun stuff now. Intolerance 3, the final solution. The resolution here is ridiculous, but everything leading up to it was pretty cool in a headache-inducing sort of way. Got a little bit more Film Malloy stuff, then we'll get to the official competition. Endgame. I'll take it over the MCU, but I think Ralph Bakshi is more my guy than Phil Malloy. Once Upon a Time on Earth. Sergio Leone would never make a film like this, and I'd love to hear him talk trash about this thing that exists. Season's Greetings. Solid filth and a nice way to end the 49th edition of the Ottawa International Film Festival, but even at 3 minutes, it's a headache. Fusion. The goat. I have no idea what's happening, but I'm down with it still. Poor Marciano. 'Tis nicely plotted out for a short, but I'm hyper fixated on these revolting moments. Mamiko's Poop. A student film that is compelling while simple. Off Time. A beard that reappears a second after shaving? Intriguing. Dollhouse Elephant. A compelling enough tale showing reality from a perspective with no words. States a Matter. Another trip fest in the program is Fusion, but not as memorable. Kiev Cake. I'm disgusted. Call me a hater. Dark Globe. The kind of animation I can appreciate. It's like how my mind lingers on a pretty bad day. I beg your pardon? What if there was no justice and it ended up all fine for you? We're getting through it. Ordinary Life. Relaxing, yet somehow ominous. How cultural. Shadows. Quite an intriguing thing that comes and goes. Paradise. It's like a dream that verges from pleasant into a nightmare, or has a space where one can exist. Desi Wool. Visually appealing, but an even better story within the crispy look. Life with an Idiot. Don't call me names. Oh, it's actually kind of cool to look at. Mother's Child. Heartbreaking and at times uncomfortable to look at, but for a good reason. Crow, Starfish, and Unicorn. A unique design logic that is truly compelling. It's not quite baffling when you can intuit it. What an accomplished film. The Long Coming of the Fire. A sad mental health tale with an ominous but undeniable look. Evacuations. This is how you view the world? Put yourself in prison, state property. The 12-inch pianist. Something funny yet touching. My favorite script of the Ottawa International Film Festival. Ottawa International Animation Festival, 2025. Il Burattino e la Ballina. Leave it to an Italian to produce one of the best Ottawa International Animation Festival films. One of the best of Ottawa International Animation Fest 2025. I can't. Funny. These are really going through fast. The Graffiti. You taught me something, but also instilled me with a great feeling. Thank you. Quota. You might have to do some things to reach a quota, but at least be funny while doing so. S. The Wolf. Visually fine, but it's all about the script. Lights, Haze. Is this a demo product for a new IPA? Oh, it's just a cool light show. Luna Rosa. Did you have to be so long for a short? Okay, at least it's proof that a 90s animation look can still be a thing while making some comment on loss, but also surveillance technology. Bread Will Walk. Into my mouth? Well, thanks anyways. It was fun while it lasted. 67 milliseconds. Why law enforcement in France is so intense? That's a valid question. A Taste of Beer. Very, very funny and charming while also shattering, but it's still funny at the same time. Poppy Flowers. Divine and Earthbound. The real, the ideal, The same, but also gratitude. 2.5 stars. Very chaotic and funny, just like life itself. How? How do I remember all these animated short films? How are you today? Existential Greg. Greg, calm down. The animated shorts are done. For now. Huh? See what I did there? I hope you enjoyed that. Yeah, it was neat, huh? This is a unique stream, and actually, there will be one like it coming at you next week when I review the Genre Gems films. That's neat. That's exciting. It's kind of thrilling. Yeah, it's a whole genre on Letterboxd, and I'm dipping my toe into it. I'm trying to get a little bit better at these things. So thank you for being a part of this experiment, and I hope you have a nice evening. Bye bye now.